السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. دابا part number 2 parts of speech exam about التصحيح. Okay, fill in the blanks with the correct form of the verb in brackets. على بركة الله. Google, a search engine that can be used to find a variety of information. Become. الجواب الصحيح هو has become present perfect. علاش؟ حيت present perfect is used for something that finished in the past. شي حاجة وقعت في الباست وانتهت، ولكن الوقت وقتاش وقعت لا يهم. أو لا it has a relationship with the present time، يعني عندها علاقة بالpresent واخا وقعت in the past. وهادشي هي الحالة اللي عندنا هنايا. يعني something that happened in the past but still has a relationship with the present time. Okay, it has become very successful. ما زال هي ناجحة. Perhaps there is no greater testament. There is verb to be. There is no greater testament to its success than the fact that it has become a verb. Again, it has become. It has become a verb. حتى الverb Google is not just a noun, it's also a verb. Since it started in 1998, since that لها simple past عندي محدد فيه since it started in 1998 it has become يعني من ذاك الوقت إلى الآن it has become present perfect again one of the most popular search engines. Google has grow present perfect has grown to a business that now present simple employs over 20 or over than 20,000 people. Google's founders, Larry Page and Sergey Brin, were graduate students in computer science at Stanford University in California when they met in 1995. يعني هادو they were simple past they were graduate اش كانوا graduate students in computer science in California when they met in 1995. Page was born of a Jewish family in Michigan, the USA, but he doesn't follow any religion. And he was born Jewish of a Jewish family in Michigan, but he doesn't follow any religion. And simple present simple because it's a fact, a truth. He doesn't follow any religion. His attraction to computers has grown since يعني منذ since his early childhood years, as he was able to use first generation personal computers that his parents would leave lying around. يعني has grown present perfect again as he was able verb to be in past he was able to use first generation personal computers that his parents would leave lying around. Brin was born in Russia, but he has lived in the USA. ذات في روسيا ولكن إلى حدود ساعة has lived in the USA since he was 5 years old. يعني he has been living in the USA since he was 5 years old. The two dropped out of school to concentrate on their project. بجوجهم dropped out in the past يعني واحد اكشن وقعت في الماضي وانتهت انقطعوا الدراسة باش يركزوا على البروجكت ديالهم. After Page and Brin had realized that internet search was a very important field يعني دائما غالب الأحيان هاد after تكون معها past perfect. After Page and Brin had realized that internet search was a very important field, they began action تانية بطبيعة الحال تكون simple past. They began working together to facilitate the action of searching. اوكي بلي تيكون عندي واحد الانديكيتور راه خاصني نستعمل past perfect. واخا بعض المرات كي شفنا في الناراتيف باراجراف sometimes when the action follow a sequence متابعين نقدر نستعمل simple past فيهم كاملين. Okay, began working together to facilitate the action of searching. Together they authored بجوج حتى هذه في past they authored a research كتبوا ولا تكلفوا بواحد البحث وكتبوه قدوه paper titled The Anatomy of a Large Scale hypertextual web search engine, which became in the past one of the most downloaded scientific documents in the history of the internet at the time. اوكي نفس الايديا تاع sequence of events، يعني انا استعملت هنا simple past وهنا عاوتاني simple past. عندي واحد الفيرب عاوتاني the most downloaded يعني تاني simple past in the history of the internet at that time. Google has benefits over other search engines. قلنا has يعني هذا present simple حتى هذه حقيقة عاوتاني fact. Google has benefits over other search engines which make it an easy choice for users to switch to. For example, it has speed, a deep index and relevance of results. It has speed a deep index and relevance of results. Also, you ever notice يعني غتولي هذه also have you ever noticed حد عندي هنا a question هنا كاين سؤال يعني هذا مخاطب للقارئ، هذا السؤال موجه للقارئ. Also, have you ever noticed how many ads and banners there are on other search engines? News, sports scores, stock prices, links for shopping, mortgage rates, and more fill other search engines. يعني more fill تيملئوا more fill. Again, it's a fact. In contrast, when they designed their homepage يعني in the past when they غالبا وين تكون مع simple past غالب when they designed their homepage brain and page planned أو خطوا to make it a clean one. They planned to make it a clean one. They thought in the past that people come to the internet to search for specific information, not to be bombarded with unwanted data. Okay, the simple past to think is thought, planned. Okay. The success of Google over its rivals has proven, present perfect again, has proven that this is true. Google has always focused on good search results. Besides, though it has added verb to add يضيف though it has added new features to its website over the years, the clean opening page that Google offers its users has not changed. يعني بالرغم أنها though it has added أنها أضافت new features to its website over the years على مر هذه السنوات, the clean opening page that Google offers هذه الصفحة النظيفة التي Google offers simple present because it's true وما زال واقع لحد الساعة its users has not changed. Okay, so this is exercise number 1. We move to articles. Fill in the blanks with an appropriate article, a, an, or the. If no article is needed, use the symbol zero article. Okay, a lift, because L consonant we use a lift, which is also known as an elevator, lift well ascensor, which is also known as an elevator in the USA because الاسم بلا شكل جمع United States of America شي درنا معها the. An elevator هو الاسانسور نت اللي هو lift British elevator in the USA America is a machine because M consonant is a machine that you stand in to go up and down inside a building. داخل واحد مبنى B, a building. This word is also used for the action. استعملت فاش لأجل ماذا؟ لأجل the action of taking someone somewhere in a car. تستعمل كذلك في واحد action of taking which action? The action الشيء استعملنا به in a action, the action of يعني specific, the specification. The action of taking someone somewhere in a car, described as giving someone a lift. بحال l'auto stop, giving someone a lift. A lift. something rather different is meant by a facelift. يعني شيء آخر تقصد ب a facelift which is an operation had an هي الصحيح وتقدر دير معها حتى the كاينة حتى الإمكانية أني ندير the يعني the operation العملية حيت محدد تاني واخا ما كايناش of كاينة to يعني تقدر تكون معها هنايا the operation أنا تنقول اللي دار an أو لا دار حتى هي صحيح an operation to make someone look younger by for example removing fat or pulling يعني هنا zero article أي شفط الدهون removing fat or pulling the skin يعني skin أنا جدت لها ضحت معروف إن skin الجلد بصفة عامة the skin tighter. Similarly the process of دائما بتكون of راه تنكونش حاجة معرف محدد غالبا the process of improving the appearance عاوتاني كاينة of هادشي اللي جدت the appearance هادشي اللي جدت the appearance of again the outside of كاينة عاوتاني outside وكاينة of يعني محدد فين the outside of a building can be described as giving it a facelift. Okay, هاد expression giving it a facelift يعني واخا معاودة ما غدرتش فيها ذا حيت هادي expression وهي مكتوبة ليا بكوتيشن ماشي حد دارت من قبل نقدر ها هي هنا a facelift يعني غندير هنايا the facelift. اوكي حيت كاينة عندي كوتيشن هادشي علاش خليتها كما هي ودرت لها a facelift despite the repetition of the word. Sorry, what is this? A forklift is a vehicle. A forklift is a vehicle with special equipment. Zero article with special equipment. It is used for lifting and moving heavy things. Okay, this is exercise 2. We move to number 3. Prepositions. Prepositions هذو راه تنوجد لهم انا الدرس ديالهم ان شاء الله. Anyway, because some studied parts of speech in semester 1 وغادي يقراو tenses في semester 2 في الغالب اللي تندوي على كي مراكش انا بدا كي كاين وكاين اللي تيقرا العكس كاين تيقرا tenses في S1 and S2 they study parts of speech. For, about, before, for, in, on, about, to, about, at, in, with, at, in, and about. Okay? Thanks for your email and the good news about the report. شكرا for لأجل. Thanks for your email and the good news about حول about the report. I've tried several times to think about the report. Again نفكر في report هنا كتعني حول وهنا تعني تقريبا في to think about the report. But then I have to pay attention غالبا تنقول pay attention to كتمشي مع هادي pay attention to me pay attention to your teacher to pay attention to whatever is going on right at that moment. هذه باينة تاهي كتكون مع اللي تيطالع ولا تسمعها بزاف في listening أو reading at this moment at that moment يعني كاينة at واخا كتستعمل مع الوقت at 5 o'clock at 1 o'clock. It's also used with an expression of time at that moment. I can assure you that this won't happen again, but right now I am in واحد الوضعية أنا في واحد الوضعية in a position بعض المرات راه عيب understanding ديال التكست هو تيخليك decide which preposition. يقدر ما نحطش لك كاع هاد prepositions ما يكونش عندك خيارات ولكن إلا كنت تطالع بزاف يعني كتفهم التكست وتكون عندك واحد المعرفة سطحية بهاد prepositions تقدر تجاوب عليه. Okay? I am in a position when every problem in the office كل مشكل فين في الأوفيس seems to land يتهبط أو لا تيستقر seems to land on my desk تنقول on the desk أو لا on the table هادشي اللي درت هنا on my desk. Anyway, that's not what you wanted to hear about ماشي هادشي اللي بغيتي تسمع من أجله أو لا حوله. I am sure I don't think there is a slot in my schedule this morning. يعني ما كاينش شي خويا ولا شي فجوة in my schedule في البرنامج ديالي this morning when we can talk. How about ماذا عن how about late this afternoon around 3 or 4. أنا في الغالب حتى هادو بانوا لي بجوج يجيو أنا في الغالب تنقول at 3 or 4 حيت محدد قلنا في 3 أو 4 وفاش تقول around حتى هي تنستعملوها التايم around 5 o'clock يعني هنا حوالي اوكي هادشي علاش انا غنمشي غنختار at حيت محدد ليا 3 اولا 4 عاطيني choices هي 3 or 4 انا تعمدت نكتبها باش ما يقولش شي واحد what about around اوكي الا درتي around راه ما تكونش محدد غالبا ما تيكونش الوقت محدد exactly that's why we have to say at 3 or 4 whichever is best for you اللي هو مناسب لك افضل او الافضل لك for you لاجلك. If you already have some idea how we should put the report together, then I agree with you. I agree with you that there shouldn't be any reason why we can't complete it before the deadline. يعني بالوقت اللي متفقين عليه ولا مسموح الوقت الأخير. Before the deadline. It is a famous expression before or after the deadline. Okay? Exercise number 4. Read the short story below, fill in the gaps using the adverbs and adjectives below. Use each listed word once only, apart from the two words that are listed twice. قال لك ما تزيد من عندك ما والو ما تضوب الوالو غير الكلمات اللي مضوبلين هنايا فقط. ولكن قبل ما ندخل معكم لهاد الادجكتيفز ولهاد الادفيربس بغيت ندير واحد التنويه واحد المراجعه بسيطه حيت كاين شي كلمات كتستعمل بعض المرات as an adverb and as an adjective at the same time. اوكي وبعض المرات شي كلمات عندهم استعمال مختلف وهذا الشيء تيدخل في advanced English. اوكي but anyway هاد المراجعه ضروري انا فاش بحثت في كتب الجرامر ضروري هاد المراجعه تعرفوها وصافي. اوكي باش يتبرر علاش حطيت كل حاجه في بلاصتها. After is generally used هاي after هي number 1 after is generally used as a preposition كتستعمل as a preposition followed by a noun متبوعة بواحد الاسم مثلا I went to sleep after lunch. After can also be used as an adverb حتى هو كتقدر تستعمل ك adverb without a following noun وما تكونش متبوعة بشي اسم. He revised his lesson on Monday and had an exam the day after. يعني راجع الدروس ديالو في الاثنين and had an exam وكان عنده أو دوز واحد exam نهار the day after اليوم الموالي اللي هو الثلاثاء. It can also be used as a conjunction connecting two clauses. هذا راه كنا شفناها في subordinating clauses. After you watch this video you will understand. يعني after you watch هذا dependent clause كما independent clause you will understand. Okay? Extremely or very هاو ما عندنا هنا extremely وهي very. Extremely or very is an adverb of degree. Adverbs of degree are usually placed and adverbs of degree غالبا تيتحطوا placed راه كاين درس بوحدو تا هو تنوجد فيه تاع adverbs placed before the adjective تيجيو قبل adjective او adverb او verb that they modify يجي قبل من واحد من هادو اللي تيموديفيو. Although there are some exceptions كاين بعض exceptions حالات استثنائيه مبيش ندخل فيها. المهم بشكل عام فهم تاعي في هذه المرحله بالله راه تيجيو قبل adjective او adverb او الverb اللي تيموديفيو. اوكي later كاين عندي later later is an adverb انا درتي هادوك اللي عندهم حالات استثنائيه اللي تيستعملوا بزاف د الحوايج. later is an adverb and it means at some time in the future. يعني later كتعني في واحد الوقت في المستقبل at some time ما محددش or after the time that you have been talking about او لا من بعد الوقت اللي حنا تنهضروا فيه. مثلا قلت لك I will see you later غادي نشوف من بعد يعني من بعد هذا الوقت اللي تنهضروا فيه هنايا we will meet. okay I expect her to visit me later. كنتوقع انها تزورني من بعد. later can also be an adjective. هاد later بحد ذاتها تقدر تكون هي الصفة if it comes before nouns. إلا تجي قبل nouns راه كتعتبر كذلك an adjective. دراري كنتمنى هذا الشيء ما يكونش كثير عليكم هذا كثرة الشرح ديال بحال المسائل انما تيجيو مع الوقت كل مره تنفهم استعمال بوحدو كل مره استعمال بوحدو مع المده تنولي فاهم بزاف الاستعمالات تاع نفس الكلمه. This problem is discussed in detail in a later chapter. A later chapter هاي chapter ها هو noun هنا هو chapter. later جات على شكل adjective because it modifies the noun chapter. A later chapter in this book. Okay? how عندي هنايا واحد الكلمة ديال how. where is it I have seen here it is how. okay how can be used حتى هاد how can be used as an adverb introducing a direct or indirect question. how do you play chess? an adverb تيجاوب لي على المانر how كيفاش طلع هادشي. followed by an adjective that can be also used أو لا تقدر تجي كذلك followed by an adjective or an adverb تتبعها adjective أو لا adverb. علاش how old is your brother how old is an adjective تبع هاد how. I didn't realize how clever another adjective اللي هو clever or smart he was. okay. first هي عندنا تما بين كلمات first اللي عندها استعمالات متعددة can be used as a number تقدر تستعمل كرقم بحالاش this is the first time يعني هذه أول مرة this is the first time this is the first bike I have ever bought هذه أول دراجة تنشري في حياتي. as a pronoun تقدر تجي كذلك as a pronoun it's often easier for a university student دائما أسهل for a university student in their second year than their first هي كترجع على هاد year where is it often easier for a university student in their second year كترجع عليها هاد first هادشي علاش it works as a pronoun in this sentence. it can also be used as an adverb speak to me first before you do anything. okay. عندنا واحد الكلمة أخرى اللي هي stock can be used أولا هي عندها جوج معاني بدأ as a verb اللي معروف بزاف هو as a verb as the past tense and the past participle of the verb stick. okay. هذا معروف. it can also be used as an adjective if something is stuck in a particular position it is fixed in this position and is unable to move. إلا كان شي حاجة stuck وهذا هو المعنى اللي مستعملة as an adjective مستعملة عندنا it also I guess it's used as a verb we will see. if something is stuck in a particular position إلا كان شي حاجة stuck بحال قلنا تكوانسات تماك it is fixed in that position. okay. and unable to move. he said his car had got stuck in the snow. هي stuck قال لك راه السيارة ديالو تكوانسات في الثلج. she had got something stuck between her throat شي حاجة بين القرجوطة ديالها stuck يعني واحلة لها شي حاجة تما. we have also really can be used as an adverb with a verb تستعمل as an adverb كذلك. do you really like cheese هنا راه really تستعمل as an adverb because it's followed immediately by a verb like. it can also be used تقدر تستعمل كذلك before an adjective or adverb. she is a really nice person نقدر نقول she is a nice person وهي استعملنا هنا an adverb a really nice person or you can say I played really well on Saturday. okay. نبدأ على بركة الله التمرين. أنا شرحت هادشي باش يبان لنا علاش درت شي حوايج هنايا وخا تيبان عندهم المعنى العادي ديالهم المعنى المتداول يعني كاينين other meanings. it was a blue summer afternoon when the sun shining brightly باين هذا bright كتستعمل for light يعني shining brightly تلمع ولا بشدة بلا معان. I excitedly phoned my friends يعني excited الحماسية I excitedly phoned my friends asking them to come over later يعني في واحد الوقت غير محدد يعني later فيما بعد in the future for a barbecue وحفل شواء. after making the calls من وراء درت هذوك الاتصالات I quickly drove into town to buy some food and drink مشيت بسرعة quickly drove into town to buy some food and drink. when I arrived at the shops وصلت عند المحلات I was very surprised at how busy it was. okay. يعني it was يعني situation هنا ترجع لا situation يعني الحالة كي كانت very busy. I was very surprised at how busy it was. busy باين مشغول. everyone must have been shopping for a barbecue قال لك everyone كل واحد يكون كان يتقبل الباربيكيو زعما بحاله ديك السيتويشن اللي كان فيها هو. the first butchers I visited had quickly the first butchers بين من المينين راه تيدوي على the first butchers I visited had quickly run out يتقاد عليهم had quickly run out بسرعة of sausages. the next shop had some left shop تاني بقات شي حاجة some left so I happily brought some يعني بفرح brought some جبت البعض. After visiting a few more shops, من بعد زيارة a few more يعني واحد العدد لا بأس به few more shops, I had finally أخيرا finished my shopping. أنهيت تسوقي يعني. But I was starting to worry as it was 6 p.m. and I had invited my friends to visit at 6:30 p.m. I hastily rushed. Hastily تاني من المعنى اللي كاين عندي rush to the car يعني hastily very very quickly. I hastily rushed to the car park with all my shopping and threw it in the boot. ورميت داكشي زعما اللي مقدي threw it in the boot يعني قالها threw يعني قذف بذلك. البوت هو الكوفر in the boot يعني باش يعبرنا راه كان في عجلة من أمره. هادشي استعملنا hastily. Suddenly I noticed بشكل مفاجئ I noticed that the cars were moving really slowly out of the car park and there was a bit of traffic jam. كان زحام في الطريق. It was past 6:30 p.m. when I arrived home and I was extremely worried. يعني مقالق بشدة another verb extremely worried. As I drove into my drive, I smiled happily. ابتسمت بفرح. How did you smile? I smiled happily when I saw my friends sitting in my front garden. Luckily, they had realized I was stuck at the shops. لحسن الحظ قال لك luckily they had realized that I was stuck at the shops. يعني stuck اللي شرحناها and they waited for me. I was stuck هنا استعملت as a verb. I was stuck at the shops and they waited for me. We had a wonderful barbecue. Okay, we move to number 5 exercise. Number 5 we have quantifiers. Complete the passage using the following quantifiers. Some quantifiers are repeated. البعض منهم راه معاودين قال لي. هذا هو التمرين الأخير. A lot of, much, all, some, several, a few. Okay? Some, but all, كل, much, a lot of, several هي many العديد and a few. A few, the opposite of few, positive meaning. Okay? Nelson Mandela, who became a massive influence in Africa as well as all over the world, spent several years يعني قضى العديد من السنوات في السجن. Several years in prison in South Africa. There he started a garden which was his favorite place. He started a garden which was his favorite place because, as he said, it was a small taste of freedom for him. كان واحد الطعم أو واحد المذاق صغير ديال الحرية بالنسبة له. Mandela's love for his garden has inspired a lot of people. يعني كان very inspiring to a lot of people. العديد من الناس. Mandela noticed the roof of the prison was flat and empty. It wasn't beautiful, but it was peaceful and more importantly, it got sunshine all day. يعني باين لنا all day اليوم بأكمله فيها أشعة الشمس. اليوم بأكمله. He realized that he didn't need a lot of or much equipment or much money to start a small garden. بدرت أنا هنا a lot of وسطرت على هاد much. كاين البعض اللي بتبان ليه هاد a lot of هي الأصح. اوكي ولكن أنا قلت much هي الأصح. علاش؟ because هنا much كاين عاوتاني عندي هنا or much money. فاش يكون عندي الفيرب in the negative form هاي شرحتها لكم هنايا باش المهم نعاود نشرح هذا الشرح عاد نرجع. Equipment بعدا is an uncountable noun يعني واحد noun that cannot be counted and doesn't have a plural form. ما عندوش البلورال. ما تنقولوش equipment يعني you can have a lot of equipment. غالب تقدر تقول a lot of equipment حتى هي صحيح. a lot of equipment ها هي هنا فهي تجي صح ولكن هنا في التمرين خطأ. علاش خطأ؟ because تنقولوا a lot of equipment أو لا more equipment أو لا less equipment but not 4 or 6 or 5 equipment. هنا محديش. كندوز عندي هنايا much is commonly used in questions or negative statements he didn't need much equipment. يعني بلي عندي negative statement ديال he didn't، هادشي علاش غنستعمل much وما غاديش نستعمل a lot. يعني much هي الصحيح، وفي نفس الجملة دائما الا انتبهتوا في نفس الجملة كاين عاوتاني هنايا much money. he didn't need much money. يعني كان لهم انهم يقولوا he didn't need a lot of money. يعني بلي كاينه negative statement هادشي علاش دارت much، هادشي علاش much هي الأصح ماشي a lot of. اوكي كمل الشرح تاع a lot of هنايا. a lot of is more commonly used in declarative affirmative sentences. يعني كدار مع affirmative sentences ماشي مع negative. more commonly as a general rule. he spent a lot of time there. okay, he just needed a few things بعض الأشياء and a bit of help to get started باش يبدأ. After years of asking, the prison guards finally gave him 16 large oil drums and they cut them in half for him. He filled them with some soil والتراب بعض التراب قليل من التراب and created 32 giant flower pots. The garden was a relaxing place to go. It gave Mandela some control. هي some عودة أعطت مانديلا some control and freedom in his life. أعطته واحد القليل أو البعض من التحكم control and freedom، بعض من الحرية أنه قدر أنه يقدو حجر ديالو ويعتني بها. He spent عاوتاني عندي هنايا much وعندي a lot of، يعني بجوج تيبان لك يقدروا تستعملوا، ولكن هذا راه declarative affirmative statement. يعني هادشي اش غتستعمل معاه a lot of، ما غاديش تستعمل معاها much. اللي قلنا much كتستعمل مع negative statements. هي عندي هنا didn't. يعني he spent a lot of time there as often as he could. He loved the satisfaction of planting a seed and watching it grow. seed هي البذرة and watching it grow into a tree or a plant full of vegetables. It was a lot of work. يعني عاوتاني a lot of declarative statement. A lot of work, but it made him feel better about himself. كنتمنى تكون استفادة إن شاء الله للجميع. And I see you with another lesson. And as usual, take what is positive from me and leave what is negative to me. See you again.